So I'm at this place called Fordell and it's a kind of activity place. I've not looked into it too much what exactly you can all do here, but I don't think there's anything on at the moment, which is ideal for me, because if I'm wanting to get footage and potentially aerial footage, because I think there's a castle just next to a public right of way, so it'd be good to get up there and see that. I just bumped into somebody who worked here and asked them like who kind of manages the castle and things, but they weren't too sure exactly. There's meant to be a gameskeeper that keeps an eye on things, but rarely ever seen. So you probably shouldn't get too much bother filming here. So I've done some looking into what this kind of place is. So you've got a campsite here. It's also used as an activity centre, so you get different groups coming along. You'll get youth groups, you'll get people that are into outdoor activities, and you can come along and participate in all this. So if you are ideally visiting here just to see it, either for walking, filming, things like that, I would recommend coming along when there's nothing really on, as you don't really want big groups and things in your footage if that's the reason you're here. But today it's very quiet. There is a few public right-of-way type core paths that run through this estate as well. And what I'm actually interested to see here is Fordell Castle, which is meant to be used, according to one of the staff members here, as a holiday type home for the owner, who's never really here. That's just what he said. So obviously you can use your access rights when walking around the estates like this, especially when you've got designated core paths. But if you are filming, I would just recommend being as respectful as you can. And if you're flying near castles and things that are potentially used residentially as well, obviously with a sub 249 gram drone, you are allowed to fly at residential sites. But I would strongly recommend being a good height from the places you're wanting to respect people's privacy as well, as that's a whole different law onto its own. So here you've got signs that say private road. So this is a private road, but it says residents, deliveries and authorised vehicle access only. So it would have to be talking about vehicles, as this is actually a public core path, and you can get information on core paths from local authority websites. And obviously, without the actual presence of a named core path or public right of way, you still do have rights of access. but it's just a lot clearer when they're actually listed online for you to see. And these have special protections in place, and local access officers and things like that will be able to protect you more strongly if you're on routes that are actually recognised. But you still have the right in other areas. So yes, just watch out for signs that do say private road and stuff like that, as it should really only be applying to vehicular access, as that's not allowed within the Scottish Outdoor Access Code. There will be certain places that you are not allowed, like for example if you are within a cottage of a building. So you're not meant to be standing or walking or using access rights too close to a building, as people there have a general right to an unclassified distance away from their house. And that applies to like estates, houses and farmyards. You can't go into farmyards. Obviously, if you accidentally end up somewhere like this, it is generally a civil issue in Scotland. It's a civil dispute, but just try to be as respectful as you can and try to use the Outdoor Access Code to your advantage, and always follow that, because then you're 100% legally protected if you follow the Outdoor Access Code responsibly. This is the entrance to walking down and seeing Fordell Castle. So this part's locked, but you can walk up this bit. And there's no signs that say no public access, private, like that. So you could assume it's safe to continue down for now. There's another stepping thing to get over. And as far as I've seen, there's still no signs that say this part is restricted to public access. Obviously, it looks like it would start at the gate here, and around that bit could be classed as a private garden. Let's see if there's anybody in the castle. Maybe not. So I'm going to take off the drone. There is no civil aviation restrictions in this area, even though you are pretty close to the Edinburgh airport. This is still quite a bit outside of the zone, and there's no other restrictions at all. So as of the CAA flight, that is completely legal.